psychology, and emotions. Individually, these two topics have a long, rich, and ever-evolving history in relations to mankind. Together, though, they attempt to understand and aid the challenges of the continuously transforming perspectives of human relations and interactions. For some background, the article pieces that are in conjunction with this topic, The Changing Landscape of Love and Marriage, by Kathleen E. Hall, Anne Meyer, and Timothy Ortel, and Why Are Young People Having So Little Sex, by Kate Julian, are about the changing attitudes towards marriage and intimate relations in the United States. It suggests that while traditional lifelong marriages are still highly valued, more Americans are embracing diverse forms of relationships and the idea of individualism, leading to a carousel of intimate partnerships. Factors such as the rise of gender equality, recognition of same-sex relations, and the challenges of maintaining long-term commitments contribute to this trend. Sociologists note that while this shift reflects gender freedom and choice, it also raises questions about the social and personal implications of these changes. The sex recession among young people, fluctuating marriage and living together rates, and the search for emotional fulfillment over purely basic romantic or physical bonds are highlighted as part of a potential transition to a new perspective of intimacy. Although despite the decreasing stigma around premarital sex and accessibility of hookup apps, there is still a noticeable decline in sexual activity among Americans, which they have termed as sex recession. Public opinion on sex between unmarried adults is more liberal than ever, and technology provides easy opportunities for casual encounters. Yet, there has been a significant drop in sexual activity among teens, as reported by the CDC survey, with a decline in the number of high school students who have had intercourse from 1991 to 2017. This trend of teens delaying the start of their sexual lives is initially seen as positive by adults concerned with youth health and well-being. However, some suggest this delay could be an early sign of a broader range of intimacy problems that may continue into adulthood. So why might these changes in psychology attitudes towards intimacy and emotional connections be influencing our young folks' decreasing rates of sexual activity, you ask? Good question, stranger, because the answer isn't all that complicated. It's worse than that. Don't be afraid though, I've taken the time to understand thoroughly and painfully the potential answer to this issue just for you. Allow me to explain. When it comes to this shift in sexual relationship perspectives, there seems to be some similar conclusions some of these theorists have come to. One of the many common reasons for this attitude shift of the sexual behavior of young people seem to have been influenced by the 1960s sexual revolution and recent changes in social media and the internet. During this time, the sexual revolution was just another layer of paint on the mega societal canvas that had been painted by the people. Women's rights movements, media and entertainment booms, civil rights movements, education reforms, legal changes, and a huge spike in social activism, gradually increasing to a complete secular state. When a superpower makes a decision that big, it affects the world, truly a hallmark in history, and not just in the Western parts. The SDT, don't get it confused with STD, which is also known as the second demographic transition, has led to a more fastball type of liberal family environment, moving away from the popular old conservative lobs, it's a baseball joke. Allowing for more open and transparent sexual intercourse, fertility, and homosexual relations. The contraceptive revolution is also a major aspect of this revolution, as it has, for the most part, successfully separated sexuality from reproduction, resulting in a more gender-equal role set. This has changed the course of many lives, increasing the risk of sexually transmitted diseases and unwanted pregnancies, an issue that has become a household concern post-revolution. Parental family, school, and religion also influence young people's sexual behavior, and while these issues are relatively new, theorists do have potential solutions based on empirical research and evidence, such as the thematic series, Change in the Sexual Behavior of Young People, which offers policy interventions to prevent the dangerous consequences and discomfort associated with sexuality among young people. The second main reason for the shift seems to be due to the fact that young people today are placing a greater emphasis on emotional connection and intimacy before engaging in sexual activity. Multiple examples of these instances in young adults can be seen in their interactions on social media pages and posts they follow and like. One such popular variation of these kinds of posts show an individual going to the market in hopes of buying some chicken. The butcher asks the individual, breasts or thigh, to which the individual replies with personality. Although clearly a joke, this is undoubtedly a portion of truth to it. A meta-analysis of 530 studies from 1943 in 1999 found significant changes in young people's sexual attitudes and behavior over time. Although surprisingly, the largest shifts were observed among girls and young women, with both genders becoming more sexually active. Attitudes towards premarital intercourse also became more lenient, with approval increasing from 12% to 73% among young women, and from 40% to 79% among young men. And yet, even with such an increase in interest for sexual intercourse, during such a short period of time ago, the results don't seem to be increasing anytime soon, due to an increased emphasis on emotional connection, fear of intimacy and vulnerability, focus on other aspects of life, and ironically, the continued rise of social media and technology. On the note, I'll leave you with these questions to deep dive into the psychological underpinnings of these social trends and ponder over thoroughly and painfully. Why would the increasing pursuit of emotional satisfaction over physical intimacy in relations be leading to the so-called sex recession among the youth? Why might the psychological impact of digital intimacy, as seen as the rise of hookup apps, correlate with young adults' declining interest in physical sexual encounters? On that note, enjoy your day.